Okay.
Ready? Hey, you ready to make history? Fakakta Comedy Funhouse Network. Hello, everybody, and welcome to Couch Pilots. The pilot episode, some would say, of Couch Pilots.
I hope we don't get canceled.
You can't cancel if we've learned anything, it's that you can't cancel a podcast. This is the show that dares to fly into the unknown territory of awful television pilots from the past. My name is Jason, a.k.a. the Bottle Cap Kid, a.k.a. Flannel Fabio, a.k.a. Little Cocoa Bean. And with me, as always, is my good buddy and easy lover, as Phil Collins once said, the podcasting god, amen, Blake Clayton. Blake, hey, what's up, man?
Hey, I'm excited about this new adventure.
Are you excited to waste hours of your life on horrible TV shows and then talk about it?
I'm already well into that, and it's been interesting.
It's phenomenal.
It's really nice to just watch you be in charge. You're a handsome in charge guy.
I am. First of all, I'm very handsome. I don't. We'll see how I'm in charge I am. It is a bit of the turning of the tables, you know. I've been doing IBWIP for a few years with you, and you've been doing it for 8 years. And you're the head honcho over there. As far as I'm concerned, the head honcho over everything concerning FCF and IBWIP and all the wonderful shows that this network has to offer. So it is a bit of a turning of the tables. But it's so good that you and I we've done a couple IBWIPs before in the past where it's just been you and I, and now it's just you and I again.
And we're not telling jokes. We're actually we're actually, these aren't bits. Like, we're actually watching things that were actually made.
Right, yeah.
And cost money to actually make.
Yep.
And
we're not, we don't have these pre-planned out bits like we do on IBWIP, but it's funny, though, because we just started this Fakakta Comedy Funhouse Network, and a lot of the personalities that people may or may not recognize from IBWIP have kind of spun off, and they're still not on IBWIP, but they're doing their own shows with things that they are well versed in, or things they enjoy or have a passion of. And I was like, I never thought like I would have my own podcast per se, or that we would together have a spinoff. But it's like that speaks to what I do in my personal life. It's just like, hey, go watch shitty TV shows from the past. This is your thing, pal. Right. How did you? This is kind of your brainchild, though.
Well, I think when we were talking about doing another show, I think my original idea that I put out there was doing a Golden Girls podcast, because I love Golden Girls and you hate it, and so to me it was the perfect premise to do that with.
Yeah.
But then we found there was like 2 or 3 podcasts that dealt with that.
Well deserved, though.
Oh no, they're horrible. We could have done a lot better job.
I'm just saying that Golden Girls deserves to have as many podcasts as they want. But yeah, I hear what you're saying. I'd hate to be redundant and get lost in the Golden Girls mix out there.
Right. We're not out on the lanai.
The proverbial AARP mix that is Golden Girls podcasts. So yeah, like we were talking about, we're going to watch pilot episodes of TV shows that maybe didn't make it,
right,
that never made it. They may have showed 1 or 2 episodes, but things that just didn't pan out for one reason or another. We're going to watch these shows, kind of dig into them, see interesting facts about them, maybe why it didn't work out, who starred in them, rate them, all this fun stuff. So,
yeah, and we're going to go by seasons. We're going to have our own seasons. So this is our pilot episode, so we could be canceled after this.
And then maybe another show we'll do a podcast on why we got canceled.
Right. A podcast, pilot podcast.
That's right.
But and then we are going to do 70s. We're going to do 10 episodes. So
1970s, yep.
Season 1,
yep.
10 episodes of the 70s. Mm-hmm. Then we're going to do Season 2, 80s.
Right.
Season 3, 90s.
And then what would be next then?
Season 4 would be the 10s. No?
The aughts.
The aughts.
It's some. I've never heard. That came to my consciousness a few years ago. People saying the aughts. To me, it's just a pretentious way of saying 2000s is. You know what I mean?
Right.
It's a pretentious. I say it all the time now. I don't know how else to say it. The aughts. I don't even know how to spell it. AUGHTS?
I'm the worst speller. I wouldn't.
No, I'm asking you.
You're asking the listeners?
Yeah. I'm asking the biblical you. So yeah, I mean, at the end of each episode, we're gonna give out what we're gonna watch next week, so you can watch along with us and then be in on the fun, be in on the jokes. I mean, while we're not coming here equipped with bits, we're going to be coming here, and there will be funny things that happen and little winks and inside jokes to the show that we just watched, and we want you to be a part of it.
Right, so that's why we're always going to give the links to be able to watch these shows, because some of them are very difficult to find, but we found them, and so that's what I thought was a cool idea was, hey, each episode we'll give the trailer for the one, the next week's episode, and we'll put the links to both of them on,
Yep.
And so people can either watch them if they have a lot of time on their hands. They can watch them and they'll know what's coming up. So
yeah, if you've got 30 to 90 minutes to waste, then we want to help you waste that time of your life.
Because either way, like if you go and listen to this, then go and watch it, it's funny too. But I think it would be an interesting way of looking at it is watching it and then listening to it.
And you know what? Maybe if people watch it so much, it'll actually bring it back on the air.
Right.
We can reanimate. The first one has got Leonard Nimoy in it, so maybe we can reanimate his corpse or something. Or maybe we could take the technology from our second episode of Clone Masters and clone the corpse of.
Is he dead?
He's totally dead. I know we did it. I know we did stuff about it on IBWI.
Oh, okay.
You never know who's dead. Who do you think is alive? Everybody?
Jesus.
In my heart, sure. How about your heart?
Santa Claus?
Now see. Okay, we got to move past this.
My grandpa is not alive, though.
if you know anything for sure about who's dead, it's your grandpa.
Both of them.
How do you know that? How do you, in your eyes, know someone's dead?
When I see their tombstone.
So you don't have to necessarily see their corpse, just their tombstone.
Oh, no. I don't think I saw either one of their dead bodies. No, one of them. Hey.
No, go ahead.
I feel bad. The first dead body I ever saw at like a funeral, my grandma, it was my great-grandmother, and she made me touch her so I wouldn't be scared of dead bodies anymore.
Who made?
My grandmother made me touch my great-grandmother.
Was it her mother or was it her mother-in-law?
It was her mother.
And your great-grandma made you touch your great-great-grandma's?
Yeah, hand.
Wow.
In the coffin.
Weird. That's weird.
Yep.
And how are you? Just before we start here, I was looking on Reddit at how they dismantle chickens. I don't like to see the gross stuff, but I was kind of reading the process, and you're like, stop. Do you have? This is what off topic maybe of the show, just a little bit. But do you have an aversion of death? Do you not like talking about it or hearing about it?
Oh no, I don't mind talking about it. I don't want to talk about animals dying because I eat them. Like,
right.
I don't eat people, so let's talk about it all night long.
Okay, so that's the line. That's the line. Okay,
right.
And you can talk about anything that you eat or that don't eat.
Right.
Okay.
If I don't eat it, we can talk about it.
We're going to apply that to the show somehow.
Okay.
Yeah, let's kind of break it down. Each episode's going to take it's be about a half hour, 40 minutes, somewhere in there, and we're going to break it down into different chunks of how we are looking at the show. And the first portion will be boarding, because like Couch Pilots, we kind of have a silly a theme of like airplanes and I want to say nautical. What am I trying to say? Not nautical. That's ocean.
Arical.
Yeah, that's it. We have an Arical theme to the show. Steve Arical. Did I do that? To the theme to this show. And boarding is the first one. Because you board a plane. You board a plane. Write down Steve Arical.
For callbacks on season 3, episode 10.
That's right. So if you if you listen from day one, you'll be in on it. Boarding. That's what we're going to talk about. What the show is all about and what we'll be doing. So, you want me to play the boarding?
Yeah.
Okay. So these are our little intros. We'll go ahead and play them for you, just for fan feedback's sake.
Ladies and gentlemen, the captains have turned on the fasten seatbelt sign.
Now you made those. I found what we wanted to say because that sounds professional. People think, you know what, they ripped that offline. No, we did not. A little bit. I took the words offline. Your wife,
My wife,
Molly, read them, and she did a great job. And you ran it through the filter, and you put the little beeps. It sounds awesome. Those are our bumpers.
Yeah.
Let's play one more here. Wait, this is me, I think.
Flight attendants, prepare for takeoff, please.
I love it.
He loves it. The beeps take it a long way too, and the filter. So so it's a little bit of taste, little taste of what you're going to be getting.
Yeah. So when you're listening to this, you're going to feel as though you go on a flight with us because we're the pilots. You're the captain. I'm the co-captain. Is that
co-pilot?
Co-pilot. I'm the
co-Arical.
Co-Arical. Did I do that too?
It's like Steve Urkel's crashing the plane. Did I do that? Do you remember? Did you watch that show? Did you watch it?
Yeah, I used to watch Family Matters. Right?
Yeah, Family Matters.
Yeah.
There was an episode, I used to draw all the time as a kid, and there was an episode of Family Matters where the kids are on a roof, because they're in Chicago, so they're on some rooftop somewhere having a party, and someone brings the beer out, and they're all underage, and people are drinking, and then Steve Urkel does a Steve Urkel dance. Yep. Do you remember that episode? Oh my God! Only the '90s could get away with crap like that. That was I used to draw. But my callback to when I was drawing, so I drew a picture as like an 8-10-year-old kid. I drew a picture of that scene of Steve Urkel dancing on the roof with all these other kids.
Jeez, you didn't have a life back then either.
Jeez, yeah, I didn't think of it like that.
So we're gonna take off.
Hold on a second. Yes, I'm sorry. Okay, so boarding. We're going to talk about the show, what we'll be doing. We're going to be what the show we were discussing is and why we chose it and where you can find it to watch it for yourself. So we're going to be doing that during the boarding process. Takeoff and ascent. Summary of the pilot. We're going to tell you what the show is about. We're going to walk you through it. And then a lot of times there's interesting facts that accompany that. What the intent was, what the plan was, maybe any snafus that happened during the making of, just interesting
like somebody
facts.
dying.
Right, like somebody dying or yeah. I think that's a 10. You can't go past someone dying. That's the most extreme case of something interesting happening. What else? Turbulence. Why the show didn't work, and which is, it's the case for every single one of these because none of them took off, pun intended, right?
Right.
So every one of these shows did not work, and we're going to tell you why they didn't work. This probably is my favorite part of the show, what we would do to improve it. Now, when you were watching some of these shows, you told me you made pages of notes.
Right. It was like back when I was in school and I took notes. Mm-hmm. I always took way too many notes. So, like, for the first one, I have, 3 pages of notes. And, they're not complete sentences.
No, neither
they're
mine.
just they're little facts. And so, I know when we go back to look at these, I'm going to be like, Catherine, owner of mansion, what does that have to do with anything? What was funny about that? So
we'll get through it together. But yeah, just because I have a ton of notes about the plot points and stuff and things I thought were silly or goofy throughout the movie or the TV show. But we said, what else could the show have done to be better and where would we have liked it to gone? And I think that really opens up our imagination to do fun stuff. Sure. So I'm excited to do that. I've got some funny ideas coming up. And then we move on to Final Descent, which we kind of look at critics and viewers' reviews of the show.
Do you have the sound effects for Final Descent since you skipped turbulence?
Are we supposed to go through each one?
Yeah, let's just go through.
Okay.
So I want the listeners to be aware.
You want them to really feel like they're on a plane?
I spent hours on these.
Okay. We're going to get, as long as we don't get canceled, there's going to be years of these.
Please remain seated as we are now crossing a zone of turbulence.
Pretty good.
Ladies and gentlemen, as we start our descent, please make sure your seat backs and tray tables are in their full upright position.
Now, Molly's your wife, but
my wife.
But your wife, thank you.
Is it dumb to keep doing that?
Oh yeah, but that's in where it lies the hilarity though, maybe
because it's way old. Way old.
Oh, it's gone.
Old.
It's gone.
But I still feel like I need to do it.
If you have like a kind of Tourette's thing or an OCD thing where you have to do it, to where you think, if I don't say my wife after someone says my wife, my mom is going to break her neck.
Well, I do it on Facebook. If I type my wife in parentheses, I put my wife.
You say it again. You do it to yourself in parentheses.
On Facebook.
One of the many, many reasons I'm not on Facebook. Oh, you didn't like that one, did you? Okay. All right, Final Descent, reviews of the shows, and then Landing, and I will go ahead and play the intro for that because I know you're psyched for it. As well you should be. You did a great job on these.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to FCF Airport. Local time is 11:11, and the temperature is 69 degrees. For your safety and comfort, please remain seated with your seatbelt fastened until the captains turn off the fasten seatbelt sign.
69 degrees. What other numbers do you correlate with sexual positions?
42.
What is that? Oh, you know what?
It's where you lick between the woman's feet toes.
I like that.
It's like a fork.
Like a webbing?
Yeah, it's like a fork. 42.
Is that the only other one?
No, 11.
11? They're just standing next to each other?
just masturbating.
It's that Da Vinci's negative space between.
11 is where you're both too tired to have sex, but you just lay next to each other and masturbate on your own.
Oh, okay.
It's a married thing.
All right. I can't wait to get married. I hope there's one with like a 000. You know, what do you think that would be?
Just
three
it's
zeros, three holes.
a threesome. Just all three people just roll themselves up in a ball and cry.
Oh, it's the okay. That's the after effect of a threesome. A three-way, and then it ends with a 000 because everyone's just like, "Why did we do this?
Right?
We were all friends before. Now we can't look at each other.
We used to be in love."
Oh boy! Wow, things got really real here.
Sorry.
No, that's fine. And then, like I said before, we're going to talk about what the next episode will be. We're going to tell you where to find it and give you just a little clip of it. A lot of these things, surprisingly, have commercials or little trailers from them, and we're going to play that for you. Kind of wet your whistle, get you lubed up.
10 years ago we couldn't have done this podcast because A, there was no such thing as podcast,
right.
But B, there was no internet to find these. Like if they didn't make it to network, nobody ever saw them.
So basically, what you're saying is thank you, Al Gore, for inventing the internet.
Oh, yeah.
And allowing us to be able to produce this quality content.
If we were in North Korea, we wouldn't be able to do this now.
Because Al Gore's never been to North Korea, right?
Right. He doesn't like. He's not a former basketball player.
He's a South Korean guy. That's where his loyalties lie. Then we'll give you our contact info, which I'm just going to go ahead and do now because it's just that easy to say it out loud. couchpilotspodcast@gmail.com. Why would anyone need that information?
If they want to suggest a movie for a pilot for us to watch, maybe they know one or they have a favorite one.
Yep.
Or it doesn't have to. Even if it made it to a series, I mean, we can do those too. I'm sure.
I'm really hoping that all my memories of Mr. Belvedere lasting 4 or 5 seasons was not real, and it only lasted for 1 episode, so we can do that.
Yeah. And then if they have a complaint or want to praise us, they can email us as well.
Hopefully praise us. Give us constructive criticism. Like Jason,
play the intros.
Play the intros. Or even though it's just an audio format, please dial down your handsomeness a little bit. It's distracting me. I want to feel like I'm in a Steve Arical aeronautical.
Steve Aeronautical.
Steve Urkel nautical.
Or hey guys, please quit doing this podcast.
You know what?
Or somebody's going to email us and say you're canceled. That's what's going to be.
Oh boy! And then we'll just have to be canceled based on their suggestions. Come to think of it, there wasn't one instance when Steve Urkel said, "Did I do that?" It wasn't like he definitely did it every time, right?
Do you remember the robot?
Yes. That was clearly like a dude with tinfoil around him, right?
It was worse than the Tin Man
from the Wiz,
from the Wizard of Oz.
Oh, the original one.
You know what I mean? Like the costume for this robot Steve Urkel was worse than 20, 30 years before when they didn't know anything about film and costumes. Doing that one.
That stuff ends up somewhere. The Steve Urkel robot existed, and then when that show was over, it didn't disappear into thin air. That robot costume is out there somewhere. Where is it?
I was watching David Hasselhoff. He was on that aquarium show. He had him build an aquarium for his house.
There's a show about celebrities building like big aquariums?
Yeah, this company in Las Vegas builds huge aquariums.
Tracy Morgan?
Probably.
Okay.
But he was talking about they were going through his house.
The Hoffs?
It's just Hoff stuff everywhere.
Jeez.
But he has this sword, this like,
of course,
this real long sword, and he takes it out of the thing, and he admits to stealing it from Cher back in like the 70s when they were on a show together. He stole it from her trailer, never told her, and then on this Animal Planet show, he admits to stealing a sword from Cher.
He picked his moment to reveal it. He chose wisely.
He's like, I wanted to show this sword off because it's cool, but I'm going to have to tell where it came from.
Well, he's the Hoff smart man, first of all. You don't fill a house up full of your own memorabilia with not being smart. So he probably knows there's the statute of limitations on stealing Cher's sword have passed.
Right.
And also, possession is 9/10 of the law.
Yeah. He had a kit car, too.
He had one of the cars?
Yeah.
Why, of course.
Yeah. You could drive it.
What a life. Man, he was finger banging all those broads on Baywatch, right?
Well, he said in there that one of because he's really famous in Germany for his music.
Right.
He has all these gold and platinum records on one of those walls, and the guys from the Shark Tank TV show like, we didn't know you sang. He was like, yeah, Germany. But some song that he recorded, somebody said that they played it when the Berlin Wall came down.
He was there with an electric jacket. He had an electric jacket that lit up, and he was singing while it was coming down, like to celebrate.
So part of his aquarium,
yeah,
they went online and
oh no,
they went online and got a brick from the Berlin Wall. Now, do you really think that's from the Berlin Wall? No, I don't think so.
It's just someone stole it from an orphanage someone was building.
Yeah, and they paid like $500 to put it in this tank.
And you know what? It doesn't matter if it was really from there, as long as he believes it, right?
Right.
As long as he believes it. Get the sign. We're at 10 minutes, maybe?
No, 20.
I said 20 minutes?
That was the 20.
Okay. Oh, you're right. No, it was the middle finger. You have to flip me off. Okay. We had signs about how long we were going to go. Okay.
About 10 minutes.
We've pretty much gone through everything we want to talk about with the podcast itself. Real quick here before we go, let's just kind of talk about some of our viewing habits and what we're watching. So what do you... Today, yeah. You mentioned you're all over reality TV. You know all the reality television shows.
Well, no, I think it just seems like it because you don't watch any.
Okay.
So, like, I mentioned one, and you're like, oh, you watch them all the time.
Utopia?
Utopia was an amazing show. They just marketed it wrong.
Okay.
But that was amazing. I used to really get into, like, Big Brother and that kind of stuff.
Mm-hmm.
But then it became so scripted. You know what I mean? Like, it wasn't. But, like, what am I watching now? Obviously, I'm watching this. Whatever's on a marathon. You know what I mean? Like, whatever is a marathon. Like, the Shark Tank.
Well, what do you have? You have cable television, or do you have satellite?
I have fiber optic cable, yes.
So that's, what is it? Locally, it's Comcast?
ITV3.
ITV3, okay.
Yeah. It's under the ground, and it's fiber optics. It's even better.
Okay. And you're watching that. What else are you watching?
Like the Alaskan Frontier.
Okay.
I like that show, and then Golden Girls reruns. I watch those all the time.
What is that? Was that Nick at Night? Probably.
No, it's like on whatever the woman channel is.
Oh, Lifetime.
Lifetime or Hallmark or something. They're on every night.
Isn't there? There's a TV Land channel too, isn't there?
Yeah, I don't have that.
Okay. Good stuff. You're a sports guy too. You watch a lot of sports.
Football right now, but just really stuff that doesn't take any thought whatsoever. Used to do Big Bang a lot, but Drunk History, I like that.
Man, I wish I could watch that. I don't have cable.
The one show that was had Michael Ian Black and Wayne in it, and Natasha.
What Hot American Summer?
No, Period Blood.
Oh, I don't think that's what it was called. Another Period.
Yeah, Another Period. I watched that.
Okay.
So,
was that on Cartoon Network or Adult Swim?
Comedy Central.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Man, see, I miss that. I don't have satellite or cable, mainly because I'm super poor. I got a digital antenna, which gets me about 12 free channels over the airwaves. And on that, sometimes I'll watch like Seth Meyers late night, sometimes Colbert, sometimes Kimmel. I like the late night talk shows. Always watch Saturday Night Live. I've been watching that for years and years. I love Saturday Night Live. I love to...
You watch a lot of late night TV. You're a late night...
I work second shift,
right. So
my schedule's jacked up. And then, what else do I watch? I just got done watching all the It's Always Sunny in Philadelphia.
Yeah, I just, like Portlandia, I went on Netflix and watched that. So, like, I'm getting into Netflix, just waiting, like American Horror Story.
I see, I've never seen an episode of that.
But they're super, like, I had to wait a whole year, you know what I mean? Because we have so much stuff going on in the day. I have DVR.
Mm-hmm.
I have DVR, and, like, when we first got it, we're like, okay, so we DVR'd all these shows. And then we just never watched TV, like, during the week.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So then, by then, you like 2 weeks into, or 3 weeks into it, we've built up so much stuff, there's no way we could watch it all. So I just went to Netflix.
I think a lot of that stuff, and I don't appreciate sports. I don't watch them. So for me, it's like, just get Netflix or just get Hulu. I have $20 internet right now. And then, Netflix is like $8.50 a month. So it's like less than $30 I'm spending for my entertainment. But if you want sports, you got to pay for cable. You got to pay for it.
Because we were going to cut cable off, but I said there's illegal outlets on internet, but I'm not going to sit on a laptop and watch a football game.
Yeah, that stinks. All right, you wrote me a note that says run promo. Which promo is this?
For one of the shows.
Oh, I thought you said you didn't want to do that.
No, I do want to do that.
Okay, let's do it. But
I'm not the boss.
No, come on.
I'm the executive producer.
Let's run one for Sex with Heather. This is a great new podcast starring intern Heather from IBWIP, her own podcast, and she's going to tell you about it right about now.
Doing it right It can be exciting to start new relationships. The ins and outs of getting to know each other, the inside jokes you create, and the frank and honest conversations about anything and everything. I, Heather, am beginning a new relationship with Heather, a Kaluna shrub that grows in Europe and Asia Minor. She's a wildflower with a roaming spirit and a tough exterior. I thought, what better way to get to know my new shrubbery than to discuss the ins and outs of sex? We'll be taking a look at each other and laughing about how funny scrotums look, peppering it with facts and friendship. Sex with Heather will be coming on Wednesdays, only at fcfnetwork.com.
She did good.
Yeah, she's very young and she's very good. I like her very much. What a great addition to not only IBWIP but the network in general. And two things I will say about Heather real quickly too is one, scrotum's absolutely funny looking.
I love it.
Depending on the temperature, the things you can do with them, I tell you. And two, I hope everyone gives that show a chance because I know what you're thinking. Oh, a show about a woman talking about sex with a plant. I've heard it a billion times. Well, you know what? Not like this.
No, I think it's really it's an innovative way.
It's totally original. Yeah.
Yeah, it's definitely original. I listened to the first episode.
Yeah, you were there as it happened.
Yeah. History.
Check out Sex with Heather on FCF Network. Check out all the shows. A lot of fun stuff on there. The network is just starting up. We've got 6 different shows. And you know what? We talked about there are people contacting you that want to join the network. And I haven't talked to you about that. I'm interested. I want to find out who these people are and what they're bringing to the table because we want to grow and expand our community, cross-breed these episodes and cross-promote, and it's just going to grow.
Yep.
We're at the forefront right now. It's the beginning. I'm excited. Are you excited?
I'm ecstatic.
All right.
I might not be married by the end of it, but I'm ecstatic.
Well, let's get into what we are going to be watching for our very first. This is episode 0, some would say.
But it's episode 1.
Okay. Well, yeah. Who dares walk the line between life and death? That is the tagline for the pilot episode of the made-for-TV movie, acting as a pilot, for Baffled, with an exclamation point, from 1973, starring Leonard Nimoy. Here is a little something to wet your whistle.
This was before I was born.
Me too.
It may come as an unpleasant shock to you, Michelle, but I'm not scared of black cats, Friday the 13th, or walking under ladders. Look out!
I earn my living selling rare books, in the course of which I've gained a great deal of knowledge on witchcraft and the occult.
You know, I know this great Armenian restaurant on East 54th Street.
Concentrate, please.
That's a long.
That was a long trailer, but so we gave you the meat. If nothing else, the music.
Oh, yeah. Funky bass lines, synthesizers.
Yeah, absolutely. You know, coming in hot, so hot off of Star Trek. With his tractor beams, Leonard Nimoy pulls you in. And what keeps you there? That funky music.
Yep. Also, Mission Impossible. He had done that, too.
Oh, he did. That's right. Yeah. Of course. I don't know his repertoire of shows as well as I should. If you want to watch that, go to YouTube. Type in Baffled, Baffled, space 1973. That's when this came out. The entire movie will pop up. Check it out.
Yeah, we'll put links in the show notes to it. I think it's cut out into like 4 or 5 different, like 7 different segments,
chunks.
So that way you don't have to watch them all at once.
Or if you want to, just hit autoplay on there, and it'll hit the next one and keep going straight through. However you want. You know what? It's your freedom. It's your freedom to watch horrible pilots however you choose.
It's America.
It is. It's America, and it's your freedom.
Hey, right now we're in neutral air. I mean, we're up in the air. We're 30,000 feet, and we can do whatever we want.
We really are the masters of our domain. That's it. That's all we have to say. Go check out Baffled. we'll be back next week having watched Baffled, and we'll tell you all about it if you haven't watched it, but we hope that you join us.
Definitely, and I look forward to this. You did really good on the board.
Thank you very much. So, is this the one we have to press next? Whoops. Oh, no, now I'm screwing the boards up. Oh, crap. All right, everyone. Thank you so much for joining us, and we will see you next time on Couch Pilots. This has been a Fakakta Comedy Funhouse production, produced by Jason Tosher, executive produced by Blake Clayton. For more information and content, go to fcfnetwork.com.